connection between Denmark and Ireland that you've never heard of. I was in Dublin over the weekend, and safe to say, I had a fantastic time. Just because I'm desperately Danish doesn't also mean that I'm intriguingly Irish. And it's through these interests that I've learnt that there's a little known connection between the two countries. Allow me to explain. Like all good stories, it starts with Vikings. It's generally accepted that mainly Norwegian Vikings raided Ireland, beginning at the end of the 8th century. And by 841, those Norwegian Vikings founded Dublin, using it as a safe harbour for their ships during the winter. Now, these Norwegian Vikings weren't necessarily interested in conquering Ireland. Dublin was positioned in a very strategic place, allowing them to trade and raid with other areas. Let's think of it more as a second home. And this is where the Danes come in. Having conquered a lot of England, they were also interested in trading and raiding out of Ireland. So rather than trying to conquer the Irish, the Danes simply wanted to evict the Norwegian tenants. So much so that in 849, 140 Danish longships attacked the Norwegians in Dublin. From the Norwegian perspective, this must have been terrifying. You see 140 ships sailing towards you, and you don't know if they're friend or foe. And from the Irish perspective, it's also very curious. The annals of Ulster describe the Norwegians as the Fingal, or the light foreigners, as opposed to the Danes, who are described as the Dubgaul, or dark foreigners, with these dark foreigners, or Danes, eventually conquering Dublin by 851. Although as a side note, we can't be absolutely certain that this is what light and dark meant. It's not that the Norwegians were necessarily light-featured and the Danes were dark, but rather that the Norwegians were the more familiar, or light foreigners, whereas the Danes were unfamiliar strangers, or dark. And of course, Norway and Denmark didn't exist back then like they do today. There were probably some Danes as part of the Norwegians, and vice versa. Regardless, the Danes take over Dublin, and interestingly start mixing with not just the Norwegians, but the Irish. So that over time, there aren't Irish, Danish and Norwegian populations, but a Hiberno-Norse population that comes to influence the island over the next couple hundred years. And so the story of Ireland isn't just about Norwegian Vikings. There is a brief but very meaningful Danish cameo. Would you like to know more about Danish history? You can let me know in the comments below.